Hi, my name is Catharine Dockery. I'm the founding partner of Vice Ventures, and I'm here to tell you how and why I started this fund. But before we get there, Vice Ventures is an early stage venture firm conquering stigma by investing in good companies operating in superficially bad industries. What does a sovereign wealth fund, an endowment, and a traditional VC have in common? Any guesses? Money is definitely correct. More specifically though, they have a vice clause. A vice clause is a legal agreement between an investor and a fund, barring the fund from investing in immoral or sinful categories. Those categories include, but are not limited to, cannabis, alcohol, nicotine, sex, psychedelics, and more. I came across a vice clause after I put the rest of my life savings that's a true story, guys. I literally put the rest of my life savings into an early stage canned wine business. And because that was my only asset exposure, I made it my personal mission to make sure that this company got funding. I sent over 100 introductions to the founder, trying to help them raise. And like clockwork, every single fund came back to me and said, you know what, Catherine? The founder's a go-getter, the product is delicious, the brand resonates, but unfortunately, we have this vice clause, so we can't invest in it. And to me, that was personal for me. My father was a bartender. I grew up at a bar. I learned my multiplication tables from a regular at a bar. It was crazy to me that all these people treated alcohol the same, with no nuance whatsoever. And even more crazier is how big the vice markets really are. The nicotine replacement therapy is a $1 trillion business, $1 trillion. Chantix, which is a prescription drug that is supposed to lower cravings of nicotine, is 1.25% of that market. They did $1 billion in sales. Vice is no niche opportunity. As well as being big business, it's also a fantastic investment. If you think about it, it's recession-proof, right? There's more exits in venture capital for vice businesses during bear markets than consumer in general. It's hedging against inflation, and it's completely inelastic. And although that does sound super attractive, it is, it also comes with a grave responsibility. Here at Vice Ventures, we really believe that we owe the American people the next generation of harm reduction products. What do I mean by that? I mean it is a fundamental human truth that you cannot change a person. You cannot change a person, but you can meet them where they are. So out of the 55 million Americans who use combustible nicotine every year, including cigarettes and disposable vapes, we think we have the opportunity to hand them a vape that has no burn, no combustion whatsoever, and as a result doesn't cause cancer. And if we're able to do that, not only has Vice Ventures won, we have all won. Society has won. We at Vice Ventures do things differently for 5 main reasons. The first one is opportunity. We walk alone in our space. There is no other Vice fund right now. So we are able to enter deals at very attractive price points. 2 is specialization. We are the polar opposite of a generalist fund, meaning we are highly specialized. We know all the deals that come through in our spaces, and because of that, it's so much easier for us to cherry pick which companies will do well and which companies will never hit shelves. 3 is deals. Because we call ourselves Vice Ventures, right? Anytime somebody sees a deal or hears a story about Vice, we get it immediately. And furthermore, because of our fantastic reputation dealing with founders, we get over 92% of our deal flow from founders specifically. We don't work with other funds. The fourth is mentorship. I actually started Vice Ventures by sending over 500 cold emails. And my dream investors for Fund 1 were money managers. Why? Because I had never worked at a venture fund before I founded a venture fund. So it was really important to me that we got top-notch people involved. Some of the best money managers in our fund include Mark Andreessen, Chris Dixon, Bradley Tusk, a few Tiger Cubs, and a PE tycoon. That mentorship they've given to me was so invaluable, we realized that we set up a cabinet filled with highly specialized executives who sit on the boards of our companies and mentor our founders the same way that our investors mentored us. And the last is change. I truly believe that as a society, if we can start talking about these substances, what they do, what they don't do, what levels of them are safe, I think we can really bring down overdoses and addiction. 2 quick examples there. One is very anecdotal, but I believe that if my father knew what alcohol was doing to his body, he wouldn't have become an alcoholic. The second is Juul. 2 out of 3 people who use Juul, young adults aged between 16 and 21, had no idea that nicotine was in these products. They were just doing it to try to keep up with their friends. I take full responsibility for that. I am not a Juul investor. I think everyone in this room should also take responsibility. We owe it to our American kids. But because of that, we invest and specialize in the nuance of vice. When I say harm reduction, what I mean is investing in harm reduction is 1, the moral thing to do, and 2, where the money is in vice. 3 great examples is Deloche, which is a line of it's a tongue twister. Naturally canned caffeinated cocktails that we think is a huge harm reduction to Four Loko. And I'm sure everybody here is familiar with the litigation and the deaths around that product. The second is a chewing tobacco alternative. Instead of using tobacco, Black Buffalo uses what they call leafy greens, which is collard greens, which eliminates mold and fiberglass found in traditional products. The last is my favorite company, called Green Run. It's a sports betting business based in Brazil with a hyper focus right now, based in LATAM, with a hyper focus right now in Brazil. The reason they do that is because right now in Brazil, the vast sports betting market is dominated by the mob. Green Run is trying to change that. They're working directly with the Brazilian government to get as much market share as humanly possible to make sports betting way safer than it is right now. And really quick story, this is a cool one. We actually found the deal because the founder sent me a Twitter DM of a picture of his tattoo that said, "If I gamble, may I always be the house." And immediately I was like, if someone has this much chutzpah, like how do you not invest in this? But anyway, my name is Catharine Dockery once again. I run Vice Ventures. If you have any questions or wanted to connect, please feel free to send me a note at poptech@viceventures.com. And if anybody took a picture of me on stage, my husband made me promise to ask to send it over. But that's it. Thank you so much.